What is up, guys? In today's video, we are doing a business update. I know you guys really like these. I'm going to kind of go over where I'm at with sales for Q4 so far. Huge announcement I'm going to make at the very end. It is not coaching or anything like that. Um, Amazon new fees, Q4 in general, just covering a lot of stuff, kind of just what's going on. So with all that being said, let's get into it. So far, the last 30 day, they're running 30 day is 130 thousand for me. This is amazing. I have not been here. It took me all the way to December 31st last year to get to 120. So already being at 130, super happy with that. A lot of this, a lot of people are, well, how do you do that? How do you do those numbers? A lot of this has just been spending money on things I've bought in the past. I haven't really bought a ton of new SKUs. It's really just stuff that I've bought in the past. Know that sells, know the volume, know the returns, know how it works, kind of know what kind of buy box percentage I'm getting. Didn't take a lot of gambles this year on toys or Lego sets. There was one that I did take a gamble on that paid off really well. Then I bought more inventory and it's not necessarily moving as well. And there was another one that I took a total gamble on that has not worked out at all. And I'll probably lose about $10 ish a unit. I only have 25 though, so I'm not really too concerned about it. But definitely has just been a really solid Q4. Probably one of the easier Q4s for me, just because I have had a lot of the stuff that I've been buying. I'm very familiar with it. Another big thing that has really helped me with this is actually prepping myself. So I would say about 80% of the stuff that was sent to Amazon I have prepped myself just to keep things moving quickly. A lot of stuff I've been shipping out pretty much every day. 4 or 5 boxes here and there instead of waiting to ship out 15, to 20 boxes at the end of the week. Just to get stuff moving, get the stuff to the fulfillment centers much quicker. Another thing I did was I re-enrolled in the FBA Multiple Destinations program. Well, that's a story for another video. Basically, Amazon was splitting shipments. They auto-enrolled me. I did not want that, but then I realized, and I was talking to someone like 3 weeks ago, and they were like, if you are in the program, you don't go into FC transfer. You basically go if it splits to 3 warehouses. Supposedly, there's no FC transfer. That's where the items will stay. So that seems to be correct. So that's super worth it for me, especially, when I send stuff to the prep center too, because I don't have to deal with those split shipments. Does it cost me a little bit more in shipping? Yeah, maybe. But not having stuff in FC transfer is definitely much more beneficial to me. So I'll keep you updated on that. That's just kind of been my experience with it. But so far, so good. So off to a really good start, 130K. Like I said, I hope you guys are having a great Q4. Um, Q4 in general, I think for me anyway, as I said, Q4 has been good. I think a lot of other people have had a really good Q4. Just a different Q4 for me this year. Really, like I said, focused on things that I've already sold before, or brands that I'm super familiar with, or sites that I'm very familiar with. Not a lot of gambles. Shared a lot of leads with about 5 different people, which makes sourcing that much easier. Get people's opinion on stuff. Always the way to play it. But yeah, super, super happy so far with the results. We'll see. I don't know. Can we get to 150K? We will see. I just got out a big shipment 2 days ago, and then I'll probably have like kind of one final one coming up. starting just to buy inventory again at normal. I definitely took a little bit of a break, just because I spent a ton of money. So I kind of have a lot to recoup before I want to keep spending. Pretty much hit the budget I wanted to hit to spend in Q4. So really happy with that. And yeah, time to kind of play for January. I don't know. Q 2024 is definitely going to look much different for my business. I've talked about it before. Probably, most likely, just going to pick a set number that I'm willing to spend and really kind of take more money out of the business this year than in the past, and just kind of run with the number that I want to set. Really focus on stuff that I enjoy more, like making these videos, and focus a lot more time on what I will announce at the end of this video. So there is that. In terms of the new Amazon fees, I haven't really seen a really good breakdown of them yet. A lot of great videos out there, but for me, it's really hard to tell. A lot of people who have made videos all have very good points, but even some of the smarter people who have made videos are still kind of unsure of what certain fees will mean, how they will be calculated, how will these be calculated in the FBA calculators. A lot of it has to do with buy box rotation and staying in stock and all that kind of stuff. Seems to be really good for booksellers or media sellers. Not great for online arbitrage sellers or wholesalers. It depends on what kind of wholesale you're doing, but for OA, a lot of the stuff that I buy, sometimes I don't replenish it. It's kind of a one-off thing. So that kind of one-off type of buys definitely might hurt, and not make it really feasible to kind of buy that stuff. Should be super interesting though. I'm sure someone else is going to do a big number breakdown, and kind of once I watch that video, I can maybe get back to you guys on that. But my take on fees, usually I see a lot of doom and gloom saying this is going to kill a lot of OA people, even some wholesalers. I don't know. I feel like what happened when they did restock limits and, were really hurting booksellers. I just adapted. I decided to go the OA route. But when that initially happened, I started to sell more on eBay. I started to sell more locally. I started FBM. It's just one of those things when Amazon, basically, when they do these fee changes, they're telling you exactly what they want, and what they don't want. So you kind of have to morph your business around that. Obviously, they seem to want more replenishables and for you to be in stock. And obviously, I want to be in stock on my best ASINs, but sometimes that's also hard because, a lot could change on a listing quickly. So until kind of there's more clarity, I would probably say I wouldn't be panicking right now. There's still some time before these even go into effect. I think it's March they start to go into effect. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more guidance, or people making videos or some clarification from the tools about what this truly means. But in the meantime, I would say keep crushing Q4. There'll probably be one or two more pushes for big sales. So yeah, that's kind of what I think about the fees. I've been through this 4 or 5 times. Fees go up every year. Restock limits was a huge shift. These new fees seem like they'll be a huge shift too. So I think one thing also is a lot of people see a lot of downside, but there's also going to be a lot of opportunity, because whenever there's downside, there's opportunity somewhere. You just have to be able to find it. So I think a lot of people might drop out. Who knows? But just know that, if you really want and you're serious about selling on Amazon, you'll figure out how to make it work, or you'll adapt, or you'll do whatever. So not something I'm super, super concerned about at this point. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and kind of figure out how I need to adapt. to continue to thrive on Amazon. The next thing, the big announcement. So a little has been leaked on Instagram, but I am starting a podcast, the Side Hustle Experiment podcast with Drew FBA. The first episode will be live on this Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to do 2 episodes weekly. So what does this mean for the channel? I'm going to spend a ton of the rest of this year and next year really focus on this podcast. We want to make it the best podcast in the FBA and business space. We're going to be interviewing a lot of people that you probably don't know of, but are absolutely killers in the online arbitrage space and wholesale. We're also going to cover other ways you can make money outside of Amazon. Me and Drew, we've partnered together on some other stuff. We talk about that in episode number 1. If you want to know when that launches, definitely hit subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, so you could be one of the first ones to watch it. I am pumped about this, super excited. Me and Drew, we'll get on a Zoom, we'll talk for like 2-3 hours, and then we're just like, we should turn this into a podcast. So really going to be doing in-depth questions, not kind of the how did you get started kind of stuff. More, hey, how do you scale? How have you thought about this? Just questions you wish you knew after an interview was over. Those are the type of questions we want to ask. We're going to bring on pretty much people who can help you in every area of an Amazon business. So for example, I'm going to have on my personal trainer. He's had a huge impact on me and my business. My business has grown significantly since I started working with him. And because I'm getting more healthy, I have more energy, I have better headspace. So it all matters. It's going to be amazing. So really excited about that. Let me guys know what you guys think in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.